Today we are going to study about relative clauses and I'll show you how to use whom and whose. In my previous video about relative clauses, as you can remember, I showed the usage of who, which, that. But today we are going to add new information and we're going to learn new things about relative pronouns. In English, as you can remember, and also from your previous and past information, we are using who, which, and that to define some people, some object, or something. So some item may be animals. So in this sentence, you can see I am giving an information, I am giving some information, and I'm giving a description about my friend, and then with my relative clause, you understand more information and you can understand, you can differentiate my friend. So you understand which friend I'm talking about. In this part, you see, I have a friend who lives in London. So I am giving information by using this pronoun, who lives. But in this sentence, in the original form, you see in fact two different sentences. The first sentence, I have a friend, and the second sentence, she or he lives in London. When you see those sentences, you understand I'm going to give information about some item, some person, about a noun, which is friend. And in this sentence, you can see friend is used as a subject. So if I combine two sentences and if I see the friend is the subject of the sentence, I must say in this way. I have a friend, and instead of she, you say who lives in London. So I am using this pronoun instead of subject. When I use this pronoun instead of subject, I can't omit from the sentence. So I all the time must say or must hear or must write this pronoun in this sentence. I cannot leave it. I cannot omit it. Because as a rule, if the pronoun is used instead of a subject, you can't omit it. But if I am using this pronoun instead of an object, let's see with an example, a similar one. I have a friend and my father works with him or her. That's with him. When I see those sentences, again I'm going to describe a person, a noun here, but this person, this noun, can be seen in this sentence as an object. So if I combine those sentences by using relative pronoun, and if I see and clearly see that this person is seen in this sentence as an object, I should say in this way. I have a friend. Instead of pronoun whom and then sentence, my father works with. In formal English, if we have a preposition in front of the object, we all the time prefer to use this pronoun with the preposition. So there is a better choice, which is I have a friend with whom my father works. This is the best one, this is the best choice, and this is another version, and this is the best version of this sentence. While combining our sentences by using relative clauses, we must be careful about it. If we are talking about instead of an object, if we are seeing it, this person, this noun, is seen in the other sentence as an object, we must use I have a friend whom. In spoken English, we can say who or that, but in written English and in formal English, in advanced grammar English, you must choose whom, because we are defining this person and we are using this relative pronoun instead of our object. And if we are talking about except for people, except for alive people, we must use which. Let's see with an example, of course, and then you will understand much better. For example, there is a car and your brother, you can say, my brother saw the car, and the other sentence is, my father always talked about it, or talks, doesn't matter. I want to talk about past, that's why I wrote like this. Talked about it. So in this part, the first part, you see, you are going to describe a noun, you will give information, and then I will understand which car you are talking about. My brother saw the car, so the car is here. And when I check the second sentence, where do I see? So I can see here about car, object pronoun, it. And in front of object also there's a related preposition about it. So while combining this sentence, these sentences, we should make this sentence in this way. My brother saw the car about which my father always talked. So, in English, while combining two sentences, and when we discover that this pronoun is used instead of an object, I can omit from the sentence if I want. So I can also say, my brother saw the car. I can omit it. My father always talked. In this part, I can say about. My brother saw the car. So here, you can omit this sentence. How can I all the time understand to omit or not to omit? Maybe I can give you a clue. After the noun, if there is a whole sentence you want to give, you are giving information, but this part starts with a different subject or with a new subject, as a whole sentence, you can always omit. But for example, if you say, my brother wants a car which goes very fast. In this sentence, you are again defining this noun by using which, but after pronoun you see a special feature of this car, but this is a verb. So it is not a whole sentence. It doesn't start with a subject. In these circumstances, you can never omit. You all the time say the pronoun in the sentence. You must write, you must hear, you must say, and you cannot omit it. So in those sentences, you can see the usage of whom. In spoken English, while we use who, which, that instead of whom, but in formal English, we should be careful about using it. We should choose it because this is formal English and this is advanced English. So in order to make all the time correct answers and in order to make good sentences, maybe better sentences, you should prefer whom. And I'm going to give you information about whose at the moment. Let's see. As you can imagine, as you can guess, whose is a normally question word, and with this question word, we all the time ask about possessiveness. I mean, what belongs to you? For example, normally you say as a question word, whose car is that? So there is a car there and you are asking who belongs to it. So who has the car? So this car belongs to him or her. So whose car? I mean, I want to learn the owner. Who has got it? So whose car is that? Here is used as a question word. And in relative pronoun also, again we understand who has it. For example, I have a neighbor and the second sentence, her dog was stolen. So here we can see clearly we are going to give information about our neighbor and what is the special feature, what is the activity or what is the information about our neighbor. About neighbor, you can see here her. So this is possessive adjective. So while combining those two sentences, I should be careful because I'm going to talk about her possessiveness. Let's see. I have a neighbor whose dog was stolen. So while combining them, I should be careful. I should use instead of her, instead of possessive adjective, her, my, your, or his. So according to gender, we will understand. Her dog, if it is a man, we say his dog. So instead of possessive adjective, I must choose this pronoun. What is it? Whose. Let's see one more example. I didn't see the woman whose husband is a policeman. For example, you have a friend, you have maybe neighbor again, next door woman, and you say, I didn't see her, I didn't see the woman. I say, which woman you are talking about? You say, her husband. In original sentence, the previous one, before combining them, as a second sentence, this sentence was like this: her husband. Her husband is a policeman. So when I'm combining, I'm defining her feature. What is it? What is her special feature? Her husband. So instead of her, instead of this possessive adjective, I must choose whose pronoun. So in English, there are of course many examples and that we can make at the moment, but of course I want to give in my videos especially the logic of the sentences, the logic of the structure. So you can find many sentences below this video, and also you can ask some other questions, and all the time I would be happy to answer your questions. For now, that's all from me. See you in our next lesson.